Hey YouTube! So, a friend of mine asked me if I know any good warm-up exercises. So I thought that I would dedicate an entire video solely to vocal warm-up exercises. Basically, I want to do some exercises that will help when singing. It's going to open up the voice, make everything sound beautiful, and basically just help you to sing to the best of your ability. Sometimes when we sing without warming up, it might sound good, but it could be better if we warm up. So, I'm going to go over some great exercises that we can do. The first thing I want to start with is breathing, because I feel like a lot of people sing and they're not really breathing the way that's going to give them the best results when singing. So I'm going to go over some techniques that I learned in terms of my breathing, and I definitely heard and felt a difference. So normally when we breathe, even though we don't really think about it, you breathe in, inhale, and you go almost like everything's being pulled in, right? Then when we exhale, it's like everything is being pushed out. But when we're singing, it's kind of the opposite. I know it sounds odd, but just go with me on this. It's kind of the opposite. So when singing, we breathe in, but we're pushing our stomach out. And then when we actually sing the notes, we're pulling our stomach in. I'm going to give you an example of that. I'll just sing a little tidbit. I'll sing something like this. I'm doing very well. And I'm going to show you exactly how I would breathe when I sing. When you sing anything, you should be breathing this way, okay? So I'm going to get up on my footstool. This shirt's kind of big on me, so I'm going to pull it back. So normally, when we sing, we're going to push out when we take our breath and pull in as we start to sing. So here I go. Side B. I'm doing very well. And if you notice, I pushed out as I took my breath and I pulled in as I sang my notes. I'm going to try that one more time. I'm doing very well. It really helps us in stretching on those notes and singing them to the best of our ability. So, what I'm going to do now is get into these vocal exercises. Make sure that we're doing our breathing correctly and we're just opening everything up. So, the first vocal exercise that I want to start with is pretty simple. It's just a ah, and each time we just go up half a step higher. So, I'm gonna try in control of my breathing. I'm gonna do my ahs. Each time we want to go higher, we want to push ourselves as much as we can. And one thing I want to kind of focus on is the fact that if your voice cracks, it's not a big deal. We're just going to try something else to get it to hit these notes. My voice cracks all the time when I do my vocal exercises, sometimes even when I sing. But we're not going to worry about that. We'll just try something else, get everything good. So I'm going to start with these ahs. Push out, pull in as we sing. Ah. Now we're going half a step higher. Ah. 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 Okay, so if you were wondering where I was going, was kind of to lead you into the next note. Normally, when doing vocal exercises, a coach or a teacher would have the piano and just play the next note so that you know where to go. I'm doing the best that I can with my voice. So, the next vocal exercise that we're going to do is we're going to focus on some different sounds that we can make. Rather than just doing ahs, we're going to do ah A, E, O, and U. And one of the things we want to make sure we focus on is when we do our ah, a, e, o, u's, we don't need to do too much movement with our mouths. We want to keep it as close to the ah form as we can, even though we're switching the sounds. So I'm going to do this and go up half a step as I go. Watch what I'm doing here, and of course, be aware of what we're doing here. Pushing out as we take a breath, pulling in as we sing. So here we go. Okay, so the next vocal exercise that we're going to do is just one that helps loosen everything up. It's really simple. We just go blah, 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 blah. We make sure that our cheeks are going kind of like a fish as we do it. So let's go and go up half a step each time. Blah, 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 blah. 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 It's really silly and it makes you feel all bubbly, which is fun. Also relaxes the muscles, which we love. Okay, let's see. The next vocal exercise that we're going to do is we're going to be climbing, holding the note up top, and then coming back down. So it's going to go like this. Climbing, holding the note, coming back down. Don't forget about our breathing. Push out as we take a breath, pull in as we sing. So let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to end off with this exercise that we do to get our head voice. And our head voice are those pretty little high notes that we all want and we all have, but it's just not that easy to access. So this is an exercise that we can do to help us get our head voice and that upper register going. It's really simple. Tilts our head slightly up and we go hoo, but we keep climbing. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Let it vibrate. Hoo, 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 hoo. For this one, if you'd like, you can start lower than I did. I'm a soprano, so I tend to start a little higher than altos would. You could definitely start lower and then climb up to where you feel comfortable. But yeah, those are a few vocal warm-up exercises, and I feel like they will definitely make a difference, especially if we start where it really all starts, which is our breathing. If we're breathing this way and we're trying these exercises, I think it's going to be very effective. I hope that this video helped, and if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them on my page. Thank you, and I'll see you guys soon.